Wow, I just suddenly became a little bit interested in just looking at the covers of Tom Thumb books. I think I heard someone talking about it in videos, and you know me, I like to look things up, and I couldn't believe it. You know, is he folklore, stories, myths from the 1600s? Is he a little man that lived in the 1800s? Are they all the same, you know, one after the other? Or was he history? Look at that. Tom Thumb history of the United States. So in the colonial life. So obviously this book was written in about 1909, 1908, 1909, something like that. So, you know, we're going to have a look at a tiny bit more. Here, he's folklore back to 1621. But this is something else. And a book was written in 1909, which is more to do with the history of the United States. It's, hang on a second, let's just have a look, 1 second. A chronological sketch of the history of the US, describing major events in the country's development at the beginning. Well, yeah. But, so what does this mean? Anyway, let's just watch the little video. everybody. This is a good friend of mine. I call him Angel. I will leave a link to his channel in the description of this video. Angel's passion is the pyramids in Giza, and what it is that they have closed this room off that he's going to talk about, which quite annoys him really, because it looks such an exciting room for him, and they've closed it off to the public. But due to the grace of, there's a little video, and so he can show you inside and keep what we're not allowed to see still there in your mind. But anyway, let's play his video. Thanks a lot, Angel.
Hello world. Today on the Great Giza Pyramid, we're going to be focusing on this structure right here. Now that structure happens to be this structure, which sits next to the Great Giza Pyramid. It's one of the three, what they like to call, well, don't worry about what they like to call them. It's one of the three structures next to the Great Giza Pyramid. When we look at it topology-wise, we're looking at 1, 2, 3. Now, this particular structure, if we take our little Google guy and we drop it here, we can see that on this side, there is a entrance that goes into the structure here. And if we look at this side, we can see that there's also an entrance right here. This entrance seems to be all covered up, but at one point you can see that it went down and into the structure. And when you used to be able to venture into there, you would come in through here into the structure. Now, I do believe this right here is all broken out, you can see. And I do believe at the time that these chunks that you see scattered throughout the room here used to cover this such that the waters on the outside would enter at an elevation way down here, but would still fill into the room. Now, I'm going to spin around in a circle here just so you can get a glance at the room. And by looking at it, we can see that the high water mark of where the waters came up right to the top of this particular structure here. And the low water mark seems to be down here in correlation with this. You can see it right around the room. And then another watermark is actually, if you pay attention to it, right above that area right here. You can see the discoloration all around the room, and that would be another watermark. Now, it may be different densities of water, and maybe potentially it's water and some other substance, but you can clearly see the watermarks. Now this is where it exits out to this area right here that we just looked at, and the other one is this area right here, right there is where it looks at. Yeah, right there is where it goes down into the structure. Now, what's really not able to be truly visualized here is that one section here, this is all below ground. This ground level is about where this is, and that this is all below ground, and that comes into play when you look at this right here being below ground, and how the waters that would be there are going to correlate back and forth with it. But we'll get into that when we look at the function. The primary reason for this is to document this room, how it is configured, such that if Google decides to take this 360 image away for whatever reason, we still have it preserved here. And we can look at this image, let's try to get it to spin around in a circle here, to see all the different areas, how there's a well here and a well here, and it looks like this well This may be more communication than function. We'll get into that when we actually model this room, but my main focus was documenting the configuration of this room. Anyway, you have a great day, and please continue on to several of my other videos where this will become more relevant. Thank you. Have a good day.